If you are thinking of buying a new smartphone, then watch this video till end. Use earphones for better sound. On the list of best phone, the cheapest phone is Xiaomi Redmi 4. The Redmi 4 was launched in India in mid-May at a starting price of 6,999 rupees for the 2GB RAM and 16GB storage. The Redmi 4 is also available in 3GB RAM and 32GB memory version for 8,999 rupees. Although, comes with good enough cameras and most importantly killer battery life. Boasting of a full metal body, with a rear-mounted fingerprint scanner, the Xiaomi Redmi 4 comes with a 5-inch 720p display and an octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 435 processor under the hood. It sports a 13-megapixel rear camera with PDAF and a 5-megapixel front-facing camera. On the software side, the Redmi 4 comes with Android 6.0 Marshmallow-based MIUI. Furthermore, the phone is backed by a 4,100 mAh battery. Best smartphone under 10,000 rupees. Xiaomi Redmi Note 4. It's no secret that Xiaomi has hit bullseye with the Redmi Note 4. The Redmi Note 4 is easily among the best-selling phones that Xiaomi has ever come out with, and the phone still manages to hold its ground in the under 10,000 rupees price segment even though it was launched in January. Backed by a premium design, top-notch performance and fantastic battery life, the Redmi Note 4 still remains to be the smartphone to beat at its price point. Follow-up to Xiaomi's much successful Redmi Note 3, the Redmi Note 4 exists primarily to correct the camera shortcomings of its predecessor, according to the company. The phone comes with a 13-megapixel camera on the rear with f2.0 aperture, phase detection autofocus and dual LED, dual-tone, flash. On the front, the Redmi Note 4 comes with a 5-megapixel camera. Best phone under 20,000 rupees. Moto G5 Plus. Lenovo's Moto G5 Plus is a healthy concoction of a premium all-metal body, a spectacular camera, clean and unadulterated software, and great battery life. At under 20,000 rupees, the Moto G5 Plus is definitely your best bet if you're looking for an all-rounder phone that's also priced well. The Moto G5 Plus starts at 14,999 rupees for the base 3GB RAM and 16GB storage version and goes all the way to 16,999 rupees for the top-end 4GB RAM and 32GB storage version. It's an all-metal phone with Corning Gorilla Glass 3 and splash resistance coating. It comes with a 5.2-inch 1080p screen and is powered by Qualcomm's heat-efficient Snapdragon 625 processor. The Moto G5 Plus, like other Moto phones, runs an almost unmodified version of Android Nougat with Moto enhancements like Moto Display and Moto Actions alongside the Google's AI assistant. The Moto G5 Plus sports a 12-megapixel camera on the rear with dual-pixel autofocus, f1.7 aperture and dual LED flash. Additionally, the Moto G5 Plus rear camera is also capable of recording 4K video. On the front, it comes with a 5-megapixel camera. The Moto G5 Plus is further backed by a 3,000 mAh battery and supports fast charging. Huawei Honor 8. The Honor 8 further boasts of an all-glass and metal body with rear-mounted fingerprint scanner. It comes with a 5.2-inch 1080p display and an octa-core Silicon Kirin 950 processor clubbed with 4GB RAM under the hood and 32GB of onboard storage, which is further expandable by up to 128GB via microSD card. The phone is backed by a 3,000 mAh battery. The Honor 8 was launched in India in October last year at a price of 29,999 rupees. If you're wondering why the Honor 8 even deserves a mention here, 8 months after hitting the shelves, well, the phone from Huawei is now selling for as low as 18,490 rupees. It is actually quite a steal at its current price if you're someone who likes to flaunt their phone and also someone who likes to take a lot of good pictures using it. The Honor 8 has two cameras on the rear, dual 12-megapixel with dual LED, dual tone, flash, wherein one takes monochrome shots, the other takes photos in color, RGB. The Honor 8, in addition, also has an 8-megapixel camera on the front. Xiaomi Mi Max 2. The Mi Max 2, like the Mi Max before it, is a super-sized phablet that towers over every other phablet in the market right now with its sheer size and ambition. The reason why it makes the cut here is because the Mi Max 2 is quite an interesting option for someone who's into a lot of multimedia consumption. Launched in India at a price of 16,999 rupees, the 6.44-inch Mi Max 2 monster of a phablet comes with a 5,300 mAh monster of a battery inside. This 5,300 mAh battery inside the Mi Max 2 is rated to deliver up to 2 days of battery life on regular usage. A lot of these great battery life claims also come from the assurance that the Mi Max 2, just like the Redmi Note 4, has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 625 at its heart. The Mi Max 2, just like last year's Mi Max, comes with a 6.44-inch Full HD, 1080x1920 pixels, which roughly translates to 342 pixels per inch IPS display, which invariably means that it is a phone designed first and foremost for multimedia consumption, the same reason why Xiaomi has decided to put dual stereo speakers on this one. The Mi Max 2 has outstanding camera credentials as well. In fact, it sports the same IMX386 image sensor as the company's flagship Mi 6, which isn't coming to India, by the way. Best phones under 30,000 rupees. Moto Z2 Play. Last year's Moto Z Play was a spectacular phone in all its right. This year's Moto Z2 Play is even better and an ideal replacement if you're someone who hasn't already crossed paths with the original Moto Z Play. Just like the Moto Z Play, the Moto Z2 Play brings the Moto Z family's modularity to the affordable mid-range segment. The Moto Z2 Play, priced at 27,999 rupees, uses a Qualcomm Snapdragon 626 processor and comes with 4GB RAM and 64GB storage. The phone comes with a 5.5-inch Super AMOLED display with a Full HD 1080p resolution. One particular interesting bit about the Moto Z2 Play, as opposed to its predecessor, is its main camera. This camera uses a 12-megapixel image sensor that has a pixel size of 1.4 Just like its predecessor, the Moto Z Play, the Moto Z2 Play also comes with a decently sized 3000 mAh battery, and when paired with Qualcomm's efficient Snapdragon 626, meets out excellent battery life. The Z2 Play further comes with a full metal body and has a fingerprint sensor on the front and on the back. The phone has pogo pins through which Moto mods can be attached to it. It also comes with Type-C connector. Also, the support for micro SD card has been provided. It is powered by Android Nougat 7.1, which is the latest version of Android. OnePlus 3T. The OnePlus 3T, even though OnePlus has discontinued the phone now, it will be available for buying in India by the end of this year, though, is one of those rare case studies where it's hard to find a catch, simply because there isn't any. I would personally pick up the OnePlus 3T over the newly launched OnePlus 5, but then, that's just a personal choice. The 6GB RAM and 64GB storage version of the OnePlus 3T is available for buying for 29,999 rupees and is still among the best phones that money can buy around its price point, chiefly because of its blazing fast performance. It boasts of a full metal body and a front-mounted fingerprint scanner. The phone has a 5.5-inch Full HD AMOLED display with a 1920x1080 pixels resolution and is powered by a 2.35 GHz quad-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 processor coupled with Adreno 530 GPU. It is further backed by a 3,400 mAh battery. The phone runs Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow-based OxygenOS out of the box and is upgradable to Android N. The OnePlus 3T also supports the company's in-house fast charging solution called Dash Charging, and the accompanying Dash Charger is capable of charging the phone to up to 60% in just 30 minutes. The OnePlus 3T further sports a 16-megapixel camera, Sony IMX298, with PDAF f2.0 aperture and optical image stabilization. The camera on board is assisted with ICE for enhanced stabilization while shooting videos. On the front, the OnePlus 3T comes with a 16-megapixel camera. Best phones under 45,000 rupees. OnePlus 5. So, what if the OnePlus 5 looks a lot like a certain phone from a certain company that shares its name with a fruit that apparently keeps doctors away? At least, it looks good, while at it. It is, without a doubt, OnePlus' best-looking phone ever. It's still pretty jam-packed to the core with high-end specs, like the company's previous offerings, and also it comes at a relatively mainstream price, which, come to think of it, is again trademark OnePlus. It comes with the latest in hardware, and up to 8 gigs of RAM that, quite frankly speaking, is ridiculous in 2017, and dual cameras. The dual camera system in the OnePlus 5 features a tailor-made 16-megapixel camera, supported by a 20-megapixel telephoto camera. While the 16-megapixel camera, Sony IMX398, features a large f1.7 aperture, the secondary 20-megapixel camera, Sony IMX350, features an f2.6 aperture. The dual camera system on board the OnePlus 5 is capable of shooting photos with shallow depth of field, or bokeh effect, through a specialized portrait mode. There's also a dedicated Pro mode for pro users. The system is also capable of recording 4K videos and shooting in RAW file format. Sadly, the OnePlus 5's rear camera system isn't assisted with optical image stabilization. On the front, the OnePlus 5 comes with a 16-megapixel camera. The OnePlus 5's dual camera system may be a hit or a miss. It is in fact not as good as hyped by the company in question, but it doesn't take away the fact that the OnePlus 5 is the most powerful phone that you can buy at its price point right now. It runs Android 7.1.1 Nougat-based Oxygenos out of the box and is as blazing fast can be right now. The OnePlus 5 starts at 32,999 rupees for the base 6GB RAM and 64GB storage version and goes all the way to 37,999 rupees for the top-end 8GB RAM and 128GB storage version. Best phones money can buy. HTC U11. HTC's new U11 has enough gimmicks and firepower under the hood to stand toe-to-toe with the best in the industry now, and give them quite a run for their money while at it. The U11 is in fact the best flagship phone that you can buy in the market right now. And also it is very practical, save the edge sense gimmickry that's easy to ignore than be nitpicky about. The U11 looks great, has a great screen, meets out great performance, comes with great camera credentials and a camera that performs quite well while at it, and outstanding audio credentials that put Apple's iPhone 7 Plus stereo setup to shame. It is water resistant and crams in 3 virtual assistants. But more importantly, the U11 is the first HTC phone in years to carry a sensible price tag. The phone, for 6GB RAM and 128GB storage, costs 51,990 rupees. The HTC U11 comes with a 5.5-inch 2K Super LCD 5 screen. It is powered by a 2.45 GHz octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processor clubbed with up to 6GB RAM and up to 128GB of internal memory, which is further expandable via a hybrid micro SD card slot. The dual SIM phone runs Android 7.1.1 Nougat-based Sense UI. It further comes with a 16-megapixel front-facing camera and is backed by a 3000 mAh battery and supports Quick Charge 3.0. The U11 ships with a 12-megapixel rear camera with what HTC calls Ultra-Pixel 3 technology and ultra-speed autofocus. It uses a very bright lens at f1.7 aperture, and the sensor is also a little bigger than the usual 1/2.55-inch that apparently boosts low-light performance. HTC's Ultra-Pixel sensor is notorious for allowing more light into the lens, technically resulting in brighter photos. The rear camera is further assisted with phase detection autofocus, OIS and dual LED, dual tone, flash. On the front, it comes with a 16-megapixel camera. If you like our video, don't forget to subscribe us. Thank you.